We didn't even get into that. So how old is your son?
He's 4, almost 5.
Dang, so you had a kid at 20, sorry, my math, 23?
No, I was
24?
20. I think I was already 22 when he was born.
Dang.
Might have been 22.
So no wonder you feel old. You grew up fast too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You did it young, bro.
There's gonna be so many Mexicans that if they hear me say that, they're gonna be like, "Ha! I was 16. Like, you were already a man."
But do you think it lit a fire under your ass to be a comic, like to go out there and just get it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I was. People don't understand a lot of the time when I say this, but I'm a bum at heart. Like I'm always be a bum till I die. Like I was so satisfied with my lifestyle before my son was born.
Yeah.
I was cutting hair out of my grandma's house, out of my bedroom. I was in barber college, but I sometimes go, just to hang out really.
Yeah.
Because it was like a pay as you go. You had to pay like $300 a month, and if I had the money, then I'd go for the money. If I didn't, I just didn't. I couldn't go. So I was cutting hair out of my house. I'd sometimes go to barber college. I was doing open mics and showcases like every night of the week. I was doing comedy every night.
Oh, you liked it then.
I loved it.
You're obsessed with it. You have to be obsessed.
Yeah, but I didn't have the mentality to, I guess, make like the business type decisions for comedy. I was doing whatever show they asked me to be on. I just do it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care what it led to or if it led to anything. Like if I got to open for somebody, cool, hell yeah, I'd take it. But yeah, I was making like $200-$300 a week, and I had a car that sometimes worked. I was living,
Mm-hmm.
I was satisfied. My grandma cooked for me. Like I was good. And then I found out that I was possibly going to be a father, and I still didn't quite get it together. But once like the second I saw my son, like the second I held him, it really kicked in. Like, oh shit! Like now life is serious.
Yes.
And it kind of made everything that I ever stressed about, worried about, got angry about, emotional about before. It was like, wow, I might as well have been living in this video game, imaginary world.
Bullshit world.
Yeah. I was like, now my decisions matter.
Yeah.
So I knew that by the time he was having to go to school, I had wanted him to go to a better school or live in a better neighborhood. So, and I had to get my shit together. But I also knew that I wanted to make the money doing stand-up to get him to move. Like, I didn't want him to be able to, I was like, either I have to move or I wasn't with his mom. We haven't been together since he was like a few months, But I knew that I either had to get them in a better living situation or myself in a better living situation by the time he was in school. But I knew I wanted to do it through stand-up. I didn't want to do it because I was a barber and I'd also work at a body shop sometimes, like painting cars.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do it that way.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had to really put the gas on comedy and make sure that like it took off before he was in school.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we got pregnant, when I got fucking pregnant, I was kind of nervous because Tom was headlining. I was headlining too, but we were just right on the precipice of like, okay, we're finally going to break through. Your mom's house was going, we were making some dollars, and Al Madrigal goes, children are a blessing. You'll end up making money when you have children. And we were like, no fucking way. And lo and behold, I had our first son. We were living in a 900 square foot guest house in Redondo, like a back house. And we had Ellis, we had 2 dogs, and it was chaos. And I go, I think we should move, Tom, but we don't have any money.
How old is your oldest?
He's 8 now.
He's 8. Okay.
And Tom goes, no, baby, we got money. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, look at the bank account. And I was like, wait, what? When did this shit happen? Because his Netflix special had just dropped. And then he was starting to make, and we're like, all right, let's fucking move, dude. But that's a blessing. I think children can motivate, especially men. Because I saw Tom go into overdrive. Like the minute I got pregnant, he was just like, yup.
Because it's crazy seeing the mother of your child have your child in them. You almost feel like, oh shit, like I did that. Like I better
be responsible.
Yeah, I better be responsible because I caused that. Like to both of them. Like I just dragged you two into this. Like
yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. I remember when my son was tiny, man. I would stay up with him all night, and do the bottles and all that.
Yeah.
And it was rough.
That
It
sucks.
was rough. And I remember the first night that he slept through the entire night. I thought he died.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
afraid.
me too.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
Because he always would fall asleep right here on my arm. And then I remember he fell asleep like almost right at midnight. I remember that. And I knocked out. And like at 7:00 a.m. on the dot, I just woke up. I was like, oh my God. It was like, oh no, he's fine. He's fine. I was like,
I know man, a lot of people don't understand that. There is no fear and anxiety like having a newborn, and the first time you take that baby home and the nurses are like, all right, here's your baby, and you're like, I don't know how to put it in
I'm
a
like,
car
why
seat.
are you letting me do this right now?
I know.
That's some scary shit.
Remember, like we couldn't even put Ellis in the car seat, Tom and I. We had to ask the nurse, like, I've never done, can you help me fucking do this? Like, you know,
Can you
and
just drop him off at my house later?
God, the anxiety and like, yeah, like you're saying, like I would just watch them breathe. Especially the first baby. You're just like, are you breathing, dude? Like,
I remember when I first felt my son's heartbeat just randomly, like at night, like just feeling it, just to feel it.
yeah,
Oh, that's so scary.
that's so scary.
I was like, oh my God, can this just never stop, please? Like, just make sure mine stops way before this. Like, what the fuck?
It's awful. Or like breathing. Sometimes Ellis would just slow down, so much. I put my fucking hand under his nose, like, are you breathing, bitch?
Sometimes
It's
people are like,
scary.
I never want to have kids. I'm enjoying life too much. And it's like, nah, good. Like, I always encourage people, like, enjoy the shit out of whatever you got to
Yeah.
do, But I feel like after a certain age, like, you have to. It opens up another side of your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you grow. You got to have a kid eventually.
I think
or,
so.
Or you better just be like a super cool. If you're like 50, you ever had a kid yet? You better be a cool ass 50-year-old.
Yeah.
Like a good person.
Yeah.
Don't be don't try to be young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that way too. I think there's some people who choose not to have children for very good reasons. There's a lot of great reasons not to have
For
them.
sure.
You're too traumatized, whatever the fuck it is, absolutely don't do it. But then if there is so much benefit to having kids, it literally does rewire you in such a meaningful way
Yeah.
where I don't see you. Like, if I had met you before I had kids, I would think of you totally different. But I look at a 27-year-old little, in my eyes, you're just a little baby comic. You know what I mean? Even though you've got kid and you've got this career. But in my eyes, you're somebody's son, and like, it's always going to be that.
That's true. I was not made in a lab.
You're not, and you have empathy and love for at least I do. I don't know how you feel towards the human race, but a lot more empathy for sure.
I think so, yeah.
Because you know what parents go through, like what we were just talking about. Somebody fucking did that for you. Like, just panicked. Like, are you breathing? Are you fucking alive, dude? Like, it's a lot of stress. Anyway. Did you like that highlight? I mean, how much fun was that? Why don't you watch a bunch more? We made a bunch more for you to watch. And then why don't you subscribe to my show? Subscribe to Where My Mom's At. That way, every time I drop an episode, you just get it. You don't have to think about it. And then hit the notification bell so you can get notified of all the great stuff that I make. Watch other highlight. Treat yourself. Get your life right.